In fact, I'm very visual. Okay. By the way, it doesn't have to be in writing. It has to be on record when I say that. For example, there's people in the world right now who learn better by hearing. They can record themselves. They can record what they're about, what their mission is, what their goals are, what they want in their life, and listen to it.
Just
like
be able to review it. That's the important thing.
Listen to it in their car. Listen to it when they're working out, when they're walking. Okay. There's people also that's more kinesthetic. Okay, where they create a symbol of some sort to represent what they want in their life. You know, you can go to, let's say, for example, my goal right now is to have a nice house and a retreat place in what I call Helotes Hill. You know, and I want to go there because I have this kinesthetic part of me that I wanted to touch it, see it, and feel it.
Sure.
Okay. Now, there's visual people like myself that I want to put a diagram around my mission and my goals. So, and some people want to write it. So it whatever works best for you and what you can remember best.
Now, one of the biggest things, as I mentioned, that I'm running into, and I know a lot of people run into, is what if you're living paycheck to paycheck? What if you truly, in your situation or whoever's situation, you don't have money to what you consider to take a chance? How do you learn in situation to jump into something new? If I want to buy your series, if I want to start a domain and try to grow a list, obviously some money is needed for that. Where do you take that plunge? Because so many people are afraid of, well, if I spend that $200, how am I going to make it back? I'm not going to have it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually have man, that's a great point. If I can name a website right now
Sure.
that we actually created, me and Dr. Joe Vitale, one of the most generous people I've ever met. We were talking one day and he said, Joe, what if someone doesn't have the money, living paycheck to paycheck, almost going to lose their house, but they want to succeed online? You know, do you ever get those emails? I said, oh man, I get them a lot. And I don't know what to tell them. And he said, why don't we create a product, where they can make money from scratch? They don't have contacts, they don't have any money, they don't have a list, they don't have a website. Because there are resources right now that's available for almost nothing. Actually, for nothing, that they can go to. And this one is at www.makemoneyfromscratch.com, where we tell you for 6 hours, and by the way, it's free, because they can actually go to the site and register, and they can actually listen to 6 hours of recording that me and Joe came up with in this kind of format, this audio, on how to make money from scratch if you don't have any money, no list, no contacts, nothing. Okay, so that's one resource. The second is this, okay. We have resources, talents, skills within us that you can leverage and get started with a new career. Okay, give you an example.
I was going to ask you, definitely an example.
Okay, give you an example. Okay, when we did that call with Dr. Joe, this was unscripted. He didn't even know I was going to say this. I said, if you want to start making money online right now, you can be one of three things. And one of the things that I told them in the project was this. You can be an apprentice to an expert person that you really admire, okay? Because guess what? What is the one thing that expert who may have a big list, big name, doesn't have or want more of? What do you think, George? It's not money. It's not material things. It's one thing that we all have in the same amount.
Well, you're stumping the band here.
It's all right. Time. I want to leverage myself because I have all this information, okay? But I don't have extra time. So I said, okay, anyone on this call can be an apprentice to whoever you want to apprentice for. You can do phone calls for them. You can write articles for them if you have the title, if you have the talent, okay? You can send emails for them.
Well, let me ask you that. Would you, if somebody calls you up or contacts you and you don't know their background, you don't know their ethic, obviously if they're marketing your name, aren't you going to be concerned about what they're doing?
Absolutely. In fact, I did that because there was one lady who did that. Her name is Beth. Okay, I didn't know her. Okay, although I've heard her voice on my telesummers before. But she wrote me this long letter about why I should take her on as an apprentice of some sort. She said, I could write articles, I could do this, I can create a website, I could create, I can do a press release for you, I can make phone calls. Well, at that time, my dear wife was with her father, who was diagnosed with cancer, having surgery in New Jersey. And this was a critical time, 6 weeks before an event that I had to fill the room for, and I needed phone people. She showed up the same day. I mean, she just emailed me. I'm thinking, perfect. I called her up. I said, call me, because I want to test her phone skills. She was lively. She's good on the phone, and I could tell there's this positive energy. I said, cool. Done deal.
And that was a launching pad for her.
Yeah. You know, now she was able to attend my $5,000 event for free. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Because she helped me fill the room.
Sure.
It was a good trade-off.
You have to be ready to step up and take that opportunity. If opportunity is there, then you have to seize it. Though.
Yeah, you have to be, you know, chance favors or luck favors those who are prepared. Some guy, I think Curie said that, that when you're ready and an opportunity happens, you grab it, okay? And when you're ready, you're gonna grab it with full commitment, okay? And this is what happened to her. So what my advice for people who are thinking, oh man, I'm in debt, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, what is it that I have? What assets do I have? That's powerful. Like right now, George, I'm thinking, all these equipments that you have, why are we doing this project? Because you have an asset that you can contribute to me and to others. And guess what? I found that out. We joint venture on it. We talked about it, and it's happening now.
Sure.
Okay. So what is it that you have a talent for? You may have time. You may not, like for example, the people who are on these calls may not have the money, but they have something within them that's worth a lot to somebody else. What is that? Okay. What I would do, the exercise is for people listening to this interview and watching this is this. Write down your assets. Mm-hmm. What have you accomplished? What have you done? What do you have that you may have overlooked, but it's there? Okay.
And that's huge to do, because a lot of times you lose track of that. I mean, I've done a lot of things in my career, and until the other day when we had another conversation, I wasn't using those in the proper way to market myself because I hadn't even thought about them. But they're actually pretty good accomplishments that will be very significant for me.
Absolutely. And if you make it a habit to do that, like I have a yearly habit, I call it 3 days of solitude. It's actually more of a 2-week process where I just slow down. I don't do anything. It's usually middle of December to the end of the year, okay? And I just write. I just write and think about the past year and my past life and look forward. So first I evaluate what I've done, my assets, what I've accomplished, what my setbacks, not failures, setbacks were, and what I can improve on. And then I look forward now. Okay, I look forward and I would write down, okay, this is what I want for my health, for my career, for my family, and that kind of thing. Like right now, we've traveled so much as a family. I mean, Simone is only 13 months. She's been to 10 different cities.
I want her frequent flyer card. She's
I'm
been all over the
telling
place. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, now I think 2004 is a time to slow down. Okay, where I'm going to have people coming to San Antonio, and I do my seminars here.
You've gotten to a point where you have that flexibility or that freedom, which is really where a lot of people want to be, where you want to get to the point where people come to your service and come to you, and that's what you've achieved.
Yes, because in the beginning, I went to people. I followed the models that I wanted to follow, okay? And then now, it's time for me to reap on the rewards of my own branding, of my own credibility. So now I can have people come to me now, so it's a great feeling, George.
Sure. And now so many people out there are tied down by fear. We're talking about that if you don't have the money. But you really do need to say at some point, okay, what I'm doing might be a risk, but if I don't do that, nothing will ever change. Everything will stay just the way it is. And when you can get people to that point where they realize that would be a great motivator for them. It's like, now it's time to go forward. You
might have seen this or heard this before, George, but I'm going to repeat this.